Shastras not bound by science. It is wrong to try to bring all our achara anushtana within the limits of scientific knowledge and get physical proofs for the assertions in our Shastras. That our Shastras should conform to our sciences is a wrong conception. The Shastras stand on their own basis. It is a super science given by our ancients. The Shastras are the pramanas for all the sciences, and to accept the Shastras on the basis of other sciences is the other way about. We must change our concepts to suit the Shastras. Our Shastras will not become flexible to our social concepts. It is also wrong to make the Shastras flexible according to the social concepts and ideologies which change often. Our Shastras, we must know, are eternal and are not made by men. They are the eternal laws that are given by the rishis and sages as shown by God Almighty. The fact that there are many sciences mentioned in the Shastras will not mean that the Shastras should come under the control of the sciences. Now that we come to know the truth or Satya about the many things in Shastras which were once ridiculed, we must have the restraint and humility that many more truths in the Shastras will come to light and will be accepted in course of time. We have in our Shastras many things that are visible, that is seen, and many more that are yet unseen, invisible. This itself must satisfy us and we must be contented. Our ancient people have lived a life of bhakti and devotion and were praised by the whole world only by adhering to the many unseen, that is, the adrishta shastric regulations and rules. From the time we began discarding the Shastras, we are drifting aimlessly, and the world and all look down upon us, even though our knowledge of science and economics have made improvements. This thing we must understand and realize. We must have the faith that all that is told in the Shastras are true and satya. If we have the idea that all our Shastras are intended only for the health and hygiene, we may get to think why not we change the Shastras to suit the principles of hygiene and health. If we take the smearing of the earth with cow dung is only for hygienic ends and antiseptic purposes, we may think of using the phenol or carbolic acid to clean the places of puja and yajnashalais. If sitting on a wooden plank to do the Vaitika karmas is only to prevent the electric waves getting out of our body, we may think of using rubber cushions for our seat instead of wooden plank and wearing gloves instead of pavitra made by darba grass. All these may appear to sound logical. We wonder that our ancient men had knowledge about theories of electromagnetism when we say this. The world is full with waves of electricity. This electricity is passing in man's body and thoughts has been discovered only recently by the scientist. But this has been known to our ancient people and the makers of Shastras thousands of years ago. That is why they had prescribed the wood which is a bad conductor of electricity and vessels and implements made of copper which is a good conductor of electricity. Likewise, they have prescribed that the spoons used in yagas should be made in wood. They have placed the copper vessels and utensils on the opposite side of the Homavedi or Yagakunda. There is a general saying that we should not lie down and sleep with our head to the north. Some 20 or 30 years ago, this was considered to be a superstition. But now the scientists say that our brain in our head is the place of origin for all the electromagnetic waves in our body, and if we take the world, the North Pole is the region where from all the electromagnetic waves of the world originate. The North Pole is the area of the world's electromagnetism, and if we place the lesser magnetic field, that is our head and brain, against the larger electromagnetic field of the world, the lesser magnetism of our brain will clash with the larger magnetism of the world, and as a result, the power of our brain may get impaired. At the same time, the scientists approve of our sitting with our faces to the north while doing japam or dhyanam, that is meditation. In our sleep, our mind lies dormant with exhaustion and the brain is not also under our control. We get many meaningless dreams. If this similar magnetic field of the brain is placed opposite to the larger magnetic field of the universe, the brain will go awry and get hampered. But when we sit to do japam or dhyanam, that is meditation, we will have to concentrate our mental powers even if it is not possible for many of us. At least we have this goal in our conscious state of waking. God is not only the magnetic power as electricity for electric and scientific appliances, but He is also the person who knows about our goals and gives us His grace for our attaining the goal. That is why He makes the magnetism to give us full power during our dhyana and meditation. Are we not able to have many good things with the same electricity that gives us violent shocks? There are changes in our body conditions when we lie down to sleep or sit up to do meditation. More than that, we can very easily absorb the benevolent and graceful rays from the yogis and jnanis who stay in the north. Thus, the spreading of one's inner good and love outside and the technique of mind having contact with another mind without the telephone or telegraph, which is the basis of telepathy, are all accepted by the scientists. There is such a lot of meaning in doing or not doing a particular thing facing to the north. Our Shastras have definitely made the omission about electromagnetism with a purpose. If we turn to the Puranas, we will find a story to support this above contention, but the scientific truth may not have been explicitly stated in it. Though the knife is useful for many good jobs, we shall not give the knife to a child. That is why the scientific facts and the procedures for using or testing the facts have been kept away from the common people. We have to accept the story also to be true as contended by the believers, that is the Astikas. Thus, the Shastra is a combination of all the sciences known to the world and also the truth, that is the Satya, in the Puranas and stories which are not known to science and which they try to establish. Periyava Sharanam.